Okay, we are recording. Wow. Hi, angels. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving me your time and your energy and your attention when all of us are very busy. Welcome back to another episode of Crying at 11:11. It's been quite a hiatus since the last episode that we had our beautiful Jenna on. If you don't know me, if you don't know the story about Jenna, I would encourage you to go back and listen to my first episode on this podcast. It is a really, really beautiful message about Jenna's perseverance with her story about cancer and everything that she learned about her journey up until the end. So I'm not going to spoil it, but I really would recommend listening to that podcast episode as well. So if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. This is all relatively new, but it's a divine calling, and when you have a divine calling, you have to wake up to that call, because when spirit is nudging you, those nudges don't stay nudges. They get louder and louder and louder. And that is the message that we're going to be talking about on today's episode of Crying at 11:11. This is a podcast. It is a safe space for us to cry, hopefully laugh, and come away with insights that make us at least 1% more confident in who we are and reassured in where we're going. And so this story that I'm going to be sharing with you, a personal anecdote, really does have a strong message for all of us here, because no one is exempt to this lesson. And the takeaway that I'll begin with is, let it go. If a door slams shut in your face, let it go. And oftentimes, this is the message from Spirit that we are being given. And that message that we are being given is a gift, might I add, because Spirit speaks to us in ways that are always for our highest good. Spirit is leading us on the path to what our soul chose to do for this lifetime that we incarnated into. So there are no wrong turns here. There is nothing that you can get wrong. But if you are off the path, Spirit is going to make that known to you, because Spirit is here to support you. And by Spirit, I'll just clarify, you can take that however feels true to you. You can take Spirit as your higher self, your soul, the universe, God, Jesus, the ascended masters, your spirit guides, your spirit angels. We don't have to get into specifics at this moment, so we're going to loop it in as Spirit. But Spirit is always rooting for you, and Spirit holds the vision of what it is that you came here to do with this lifetime. Because we all come here with purposes, we all come here with different levels of evolution, we all come here with karmic baggage that we've come here to clear. And so, when we are off the path, when we are straying from who we are, when we are straying from the purpose that we came here to do, Spirit speaks to us in gentle nudges. And so, this might look like we feel something's not quite right in our gut. The intuitive sense is something's off with this person, or I'm not really feeling like I can be myself around this new group of friends, or this new potential romantic partner says all the right things, but their actions don't seem to align with their words. Or I'm choosing this new career because I really like the idea of safety and I really feel called to this structure. I think these hours in the week would be really good for me, but part of me is still holding on to that vision of that career that I wanted to do, the creative work, the channeling, the mediumship, the artistry, the singing, whatever it is. So something doesn't feel quite right. And so Spirit's starting to communicate with you through nudges. It's off in your stomach. Your intuition is saying, no, I'm not feeling quite right here. The signs are there. And for some people, if they're attuned and if they're bold, they'll say, okay, something's off. And most often, we don't know exactly what it is that's off. And that's okay, because we don't always have to know why we're not in alignment with that group of friends, or what might not be working for us with that potential romantic partner, or what might not be healthy for us in that new job. So some people who are bold will take the leap and say, nope, I'm not going to stay here because something about this does not feel aligned. And I'm going to trust in my inner guidance, in my intuition to lead me to where that is. So goodbye to this opportunity. And I'll be willing to accept the fact that people in my life will not understand this decision. People might even scold me and say, why would you give up such a good partner, such a good new job, or turn down that job offer, whatever. And the thing is, in order to live a bold life, we're not going to be able to please people and their expectations, and we're not going to be able to give other people a satisfactory answer, because sometimes we don't even have that answer to ourselves. All we can do is live by our intuition and live by what feels right to us. So that's one group of people. They cut it off early on. Other groups of people, myself included, need some more time, need some more evidence. Their ego is a little bit more ingrained in, well, I was taught that, you need to stick it out. I was taught that, 3 strikes and then I'll cut this person out. Fool me once, fool me twice, that kind of stuff. And we were taught that, work hard, perseverance, strong work ethic, all these things. And so we go through life and we accrue some level of insecurity that maybe we won't find better. Maybe this group of friends is it. And, maybe if we just stick it out, we can make it feel more comfortable. Maybe if we have a few drinks, we can kind of loosen up the energy, or we go on that date with that person and we say, okay, something felt a bit weird, but I'll give it another shot because they're really hot, or they have a boat. Listen, I get that one. Or whatever it is, but something's not quite right. But you're saying, well, I'm just going to give it, more of an opportunity. And, they really seem to like me, and, they're very persuasive. And so, I'll just continue. Or the career, that, well, something's not off here. My boss seems very micromanagey, but, I really like the salary. I really like the money, and I really need the money. And I'm not so sure I can find another job out there. I think I'm best qualified for this, and I'm going to stick it out. All I'm saying is there's a myriad of reasons why we justify our circumstances despite our feelings of something is not quite right. And then there's the last group of people. I'm just kind of making this up, that there's a third group. The people who wait years. Well, it's not always years. Sometimes it happens much quicker. But in some cases, it's years where you commit to the wrong partner, where you'll even say it out loud to a trusted person that, you know what, I married the wrong person. Or, you know what, I chose this career for safety and it's absolutely crushed my soul. I'm burned out and I didn't even make that much money in the end. Or, you know what, I stuck with that friend group because I was so insecure. I felt like I didn't deserve better. I felt like and I'm feeling like emotional because that one really hits home. Like, don't we all at some point resonate with that message, especially in our early years, of feeling like we're not good enough to find someone better, or we're not good enough to go to a different friend group that if they accept us, as in they just let us hang out with them, but they don't really accept us, that, that's as good as it gets. It's not. So this third group of people, they go and they go and they go and they lie to themselves. They lie to themselves and say, this is fine. They lie to themselves and say, this is what I'm worth. They lie to themselves and say, well, I'm not going to find anything better. And slowly but surely, the life drains out of them. Because when you are making choices that are completely out of alignment with who you are and who you are meant to be, then the life force is sucked out of you because there is nothing reciprocal about your environment. You're stuck with friendships that don't see you, don't appreciate you. You're stuck in a dead-end relationship where you're doing all the emotional work. You're stuck in a job that takes 50 hours out of your week. You're barely left enough time in the evening to do something for you. You don't even have enough energy to cook dinner or meal prep for the next day. You just get home and you flop on the couch. I speak from experience on all of this. And I bet if you're listening to this, you would agree with many of these too. And listen, there is nothing wrong with that. That is part of the human experience. And I say this often, that despite how much you know, despite how much you were taught, how many books you read, that, you have to actually live this in order to understand it. And sometimes for those who have read the books, who have, paid for the therapy, done the coaching programs, It's frustrating because you might say, well, why am I back in this position? I thought I learned from this. But it's okay, because even the most ascended masters are still human. We all chose to incarnate here to have the human experience where we make mistakes. They say like healing isn't linear. It's more of a line graph than it is a even trajectory. And it's true, because at any given point in our life, we might question our worth. We might slip back a little bit. We might let someone get to us. We might not know our worth. We might be faced with a new situation that we don't know how to handle. But my angel, it's okay. But let me get back to this, because, wow, my thoughts are just bouncing around here, because this is so important and so crucial for so many of us to understand that it's okay if you slip backwards. It's okay if you find yourself at the end of the line and say, shoot, I made the wrong choice. I messed up, because that is part of being human. But the next part of this message that I want to get into is that Spirit will not put up with this. Spirit, as I was saying at the beginning of this episode, knows the path that we are meant to be going along. Spirit has the vision of who we came here to become. Spirit has the roadmap of where we're going. Spirit has the count of the karmic debt we're here to release, the karmic relationships we're here to work through. And so Spirit is here to give us the nudges and to help us realign with our path. And so this is why I'm explaining that, some people, they feel something's off and then they make the correction. But then in group 3, they go years without making this correction. But the difference is that if you wait long enough and you don't make the change, if you continue ignoring the exits and going down the road where you're not meant to be going, Spirit's going to make the correction for you. And it's not going to be very convenient. I speak from experience on this one. And that is why I'm laughing, because it literally just happened to me yesterday. And this is the inspiration behind this episode. Because Spirit is giving you the opportunities. It's giving you the subtle messages. And it doesn't have to be so hard, because you don't have to wait until you get to the end of the line where that person is ejected out of your life or that career is pulled right out from under you without any warning. You have the opportunities much earlier on to make these corrections. And so Spirit is asking you, listen to us. Listen to the messages we're giving you. We speak to you in ways that you can understand, through signs, through messages, through inspired conversations with a trusted friend, through the paragraph that you might just happen to open to in that book on your desk. You are always getting messages. Don't ever doubt that you're not hearing it or not receiving it. The only thing that you might be doing is not believing it, or you might believe that you're blocked, but you're not. Be open to the messages that come through for you, because they are there. Spirit is always here to guide us. But for so many of us, again, there is no judgment in this. It is a human experience. We become stuck. We become stubborn for a myriad of reasons, because it's our self-worth, or because we like the money, that we stay in these situations that slowly eat away at us until our life force energy is gone. And so you get to the point where Spirit yanks it out from under you, whether you like it or not, and it's not going to be at a convenient time. But you'll know. You will know when it was removed from your life for a reason, because you've known all along. You knew that that relationship was not right for you. You knew that that career was not something that you were meant to give all of your energy to. You knew that that group of friends talked about you behind your back, or they didn't really like your true self. You know. And what's that line from Broad City? Alana says, bitch, you know. And so I'll just share my personal anecdote to help illustrate this story. I have had a side career. I've had a secret life. I've had a side career doing content creation, and I've always known that this was not right. But I liked the money. It paid my bills. And what was so lovely is that this content creation career was going to afford me my visa to the United States. Already had my stuff there, already had everything planned out, had friends there. And I knew that at a certain point, this content creation career for other businesses had to end, that it wasn't my purpose, it wasn't my passion. there was so much more for me to do, but I liked what it offered me. I liked the flexibility, the money. And so I had it all set up. I had my visa underway to go back to the United States. I was working, making money in Canada, but I was ready to make that move. And all the jobs were lost. The job in Toronto pulled away. Yesterday, I get a call from the client in the States. They don't want to go through with the visa anymore. They said they want to keep the work in-house to someone who will be there 9 to 5 every day, rather than dropping in or working remotely. And honestly, I knew it was coming. Like, yes, it was a shock. Obviously, I was really wanting this visa, not even for this job because it's just a job, but because of the opportunities that are afforded to moving to a new place. I thought that there would be opportunities for this, to meet people, for mediumship and channeling and coaching and public speaking. That's what I was excited for. But no, Spirit said, you're not listening, because it has been years of this. And whenever I would get into these patterns where I would get a new client or get some more work, I'm making more money, it would consume me and it would start to become my purpose. And so Spirit finally said, if you're not going to make the decision, we'll make it for you. So yesterday when that call came, I tell you, it was not even a surprise because I knew it was coming. I mean, part of me thought maybe I'm just being paranoid that I haven't heard back from this client in a week. And, maybe I'm just jumping to worst case scenario that they're going to withdraw the visa. But I was right. And, that comes with its own set of disappointments. And listen, I had to be despondent and crash out for however long I needed. That amount of time was only 30 minutes. But for you, if it takes you a month to get over that rejection, to get over that crushing news, that rug that was pulled out from under you, that's okay. Again, that's the human experience. You have to feel it fully through, no matter how long it takes. Mine took 30 minutes. That's just what it was. Because partially, again, I knew this was coming, and I knew why. And so if we start to tune into Spirit's message, and if we start to really listen to why things in our life are happening, why the patterns keep recurring, why things aren't working out for us, then it's not such a struggle. You don't have to argue for it. You just let it go, because you know why, and you know it's for your highest good. And so Spirit is saying, trust us. Trust us that we know better than you. We know better for you, for your highest timeline and your purpose here. So when I got that call, listen, the guy gets on the phone. He's super casual about it. He's like, hey man, yeah, how's your summer? Listen, we're going to just, we're cutting some costs for marketing and we just want to keep it in-house. So, we can keep you on for a few more weeks. Send us your invoice, but we're going to have to let you go. Honestly, I didn't even react. I said, yeah, okay, that's fine. I had a feeling. Listen, honestly, the human part is very disappointed, shocked even, but the soul self knows. The soul self is not surprised, and you can have the duality of both, right? Because we are soul in the human body. And so I said, listen, that's fine. I get it. You have no obligation to hire me. I expressed that I'm frustrated that you didn't tell me this a month ago, before I paid thousands of dollars in lawyer fees to process this visa that is now done. But I said, I get it. So, take care. All the best. No hard feelings. And truly no hard feelings. But yes, it is frustrating. And yes, I understand that I had to get to this place of being somewhat led on and betrayed, having invested this money, having been said for months that they would sponsor the visa. I had to get frustrated enough to finally make the course correction, to say, okay, I can't do this anymore. I cannot keep working for these people that can drop me at the drop of a hat. Is that the expression? Of a dime, whatever. It's enough. It's enough of outsourcing my power to other people who can just let me go whenever they want. Why are we not investing in ourselves? Why have we not been answering the call? Why have we been showing up in ways that betray ourselves day to day to day? Why are we ignoring our inherent abilities? Because we all have it. We all know what it is that we want to be doing. And we all know what it is that we're good at. And haven't we all had this experience where we have this belief that we can't do it, or we're not good enough, we're not worthy for it? So we distract ourselves with other things that take up our time. We go to the friend group that doesn't treat us right. We go to the partner that doesn't reciprocate, and we do all the emotional weightlifting. We go to the career that we're not happy with because we don't think we deserve better. And so what the message here from Spirit is that sometimes you have to get to a place where you crash out, where the rug is pulled. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But now it's up to you on what you choose to do with that. And Spirit so hopes that you will listen this time, because Spirit does not mess around. Spirit is here to show you and keep you in check. Okay? But it's for your highest good. So my only hope for you, Angel, is that through this message and in the experiences that you've accrued so far in this lifetime, that you can relate to this and you can see the ways in which you've siphoned off your power, which you've given it away to people and experiences and jobs that don't appreciate you. And that when the time comes that it is taken away, you will let it be taken away gracefully. You will let it go. You will understand why this is happening. You will understand that it is for a reason, that you don't have to fight for it. You don't have to try and open the door. I didn't say to this guy, please, you're making a mistake, like, take me back or whatever. What would I even say? No, it doesn't matter. He's made up his mind, and this is a sign, okay? So yes, it hurts. It's even a bit embarrassing to have a door slammed in your face, okay, when you've told everybody about this opportunity. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Life is going to be full of redirections, especially if you are not listening. Life is going to be full of twists and turns because we don't have the roadmap that Spirit does. And so what the message here is that go with it, flow with it. Allow there to be a change in direction, a change in wind for your sails. Go where the door is opening. So if one shuts, see that as a gift because you are so decisively being shown this is not for you, okay? So go to where it is that you are being called to go because you know where it is that you are being drawn to. You know the career that you want to pursue. You know the people that feel like home to you. You know the romantic partners that feel safety, that pull their weight, okay? So enough of this nonsense of not believing like we're good enough, of not feeling like we're strong enough, we're worthy enough, we're smart enough. Enough of this where we don't feel like we have the credentials or the experience to start what it is that we really want to do. Because there is always a way. And when you truly decide for yourself that you're going to make it happen, Spirit, ooh, yeah, baby, I got chills. Spirit feels that. And Spirit takes that wind from under your wings and amplifies it by 1,000. Spirit takes that momentum and carries it to you to the next opportunities that are going to provide you with the ability to carry out that passion, that purpose, find that aligned relationship, find that friend group. I've had experiences in friend groups where one person was not aligned and people in that friend group had to express to them that we just don't feel that connection. And that person was devastated because rightfully so, it is devastating to have a group of friends say, we're not quite feeling you. Stop hanging out with us. It's hard. Anybody who's a human being with emotions would feel hurt and rejected and would immediately go to their stories of, oh my God, this is crushing. What is wrong with me? But you know what? This gorgeous angel, this individual, they left the friend group because they were given no other choice. And now they're living a beautiful life from what I can see. They have a new group of friends who I'm sure fully appreciate them for who they are. They have a thriving career. They bought a condo. They have a dog. They're doing so well. And so everything is a redirection, taking you to where you are meant to go, taking you to everything that you have asked for, because there was so much waiting for you. This life is so worth living. Is it easy? No, it is not easy at all. And will there be more twists and turns? Yes, there will be more twists and turns. And will you get better at adapting? Hopefully, yes. This is the message. To let it go. Let the expectations go of how things have to be. Because there's so much more waiting for you on the other side that you just cannot see yet. You, the human self, cannot see. But you, the spirit self, know that it's there. So take the jump. Allow yourself to feel the losses and move on. Allow yourself to sit in isolation for a while. Have no friends. Have no one that you're dating. Have no job if you can afford that. Listen, I get it. We all need money. There's no shame in staying in a job. But don't do anything that sacrifices your integrity, that hurts your soul, because it is not worth it. None of us know how much time we have on this planet. Every day that we have here is truly a gift. I firmly believe that. And I don't mean to be cynical, but we might only have until tomorrow, or we might have another 60 years. Incredible, both amazing. But we are here to enjoy this life. We are here to evolve. We are here to break karmic contracts. We are here to break the generational cycles that we inherited. We are here to clear generational trauma. We are here to enjoy this experience. We're here to eat delicious food and meet delicious people. So don't get so hung up on needing it all right now. Don't get so hung up on choosing the wrong people because they feel like it's a safety. It's just a stepping stone. It's better to be alone, truly. So this is my message to you all. I want to end this by saying there is genuinely so much love and support here from the other side. I literally feel it like a tsunami, and I hope that you can feel it too, because this message that is being channeled through me is going directly to your ears for a reason. You did not end up on this podcast episode for no reason. You are here to let things go. You are here to move on, and you are here to build a beautiful life. And Spirit will always support you in that decision. And if you choose to ignore the signs, just be prepared for things to not go your way. Be prepared for the rug to be pulled out. And when it happens, you will be okay. But take that as your opportunity to rebuild back better. Okay, everyone. I love you so much. Spirit is sending so much love through me to you. I hope you can feel it. And until next time, bye for now.